As I said in the top 10 fully evolved Pokemon video, we've talked about all the Pokemon that are either evolved or have the opportunity to evolve. So now, in today's video, we're going to go over the top 10 Pokemon that are not able to evolve. Naturally, this means Pokemon with no pre-evolutions or baby forms, and no second or third stage. For this list, we will also be taking off legendary Pokemon, as otherwise, this video would basically be a list of the top 10 legendary Pokemon. Make sure to give this video a like if you enjoy it, and comment down below what Pokemon you think are strongest in this category. With that said, let's get into it. Coming in at number 10, we have the 5th generation ant Pokemon, Durant. Durant is a very destructive Dynamax option, with Hustle being able to boost its offensive options even further. With Dynamax, your moves are guaranteed to hit barring max guard, so this will still take advantage of the Hustle 1.5 times attack boost, while disregarding any sort of accuracy nerf from Hustle. This, in tandem with options such as Max Steel Spike, Max Airstream, and Max Knuckle, Durant can tailor a set in Dynamax to snowball out of control for certain teams. Sadly though, Durant only has 3 turns of truly being broken. Despite how strong Hustle Durant is, and its phenomenal speed stat, Durant still will only help you win a game 80% of the time. While you can alleviate this with Hone Claws, Durant still needs to be able to set that up, which it unfortunately can't easily do thanks to Scarfers revenging it, or even the fact that it has an incredibly low special defensive stat. If Durant had a more consistent offensive ability, such as sheer force, or even slightly better bulk, there is no doubt this would even be in the top half of our list today. But due to these factors, Durant just has too much of a time being consistent outside of Dynamax, leaving it at number 10 on our list. Number 9 on our list goes to the Generation 8 Psychic Terrain Setter, Indeedee. Indeedee is troublesome, mostly due to its VGC presence. But make no mistake, this Pokemon is a nightmare. Setting Psychic Terrain and then having access to options such as Follow Me for support for your team is pretty damn solid. In a more offensive role, this Pokemon also has options such as Expanding Force to take advantage of its terrain and hit for not only spread, but an increased base power of 120. Expanding Force plus Follow Me basically makes this the ultimate VGC Psychic Terrain Setter, since even Tapu Lele can't really offer anything outside of just being a strong offensive option to a team these days. Indeedee also has the immunity to ghosts, which is very helpful against ghosts such as Dragapult or Gengar, allowing you a far easier time against anything that won't run dark coverage for you as well. While not the most versatile Pokemon on this list, its role in singles also can't be understated, as you can utilize Indeedee to either break for itself, or even just a support option for a faster Psychic type such as an Alakazam or Azelf, making this secure its spot at number 9 on the list. On to number 8, we have one of the strongest Trick Room sweepers this gen, being Torkoal. With Torkoal being a strong Sunsetter, on top of having one of the highest damaging spread moves in the game if you keep it at full HP being Eruption, this Pokemon is absolutely terrifying. For doubles, all you really need are Eruption, Solar Beam, then a fire move such as Heat Wave for when you lose a bit of HP. And alongside any Trick Room setter such as Dusclops, this Pokemon will absolutely win games. Not only this, but even for faster team modes, you have partners such as Venusaur, who this enables to absolutely destroy teams as well in singles or doubles. If you want Torkoal to play a more supportive role in singles, you still have access to options such as Rapid Spin and Stealth Rocks, which are great team support, especially since very few Pokemon have access to the combination of Stealth Rocks and Rapid Spin. This provides a great niche for Torkoal to fill. If not for the fact that Torkoal lacks any sort of self-healing, or even a speed tier that allow it to take advantage of Shell Smash, this Pokemon would be absurdly broken. However, due to factors such as these, we'll be placing it at number 8 on this list. At number 7, we have one of the Generation 8 fossils, being Dracozolt. Dracozolt is basically like a better version of Durant, thanks to the fact it's still an offensive menace even without Hustle, but can still rely on it to break teams. While Dracozolt may be slower, it has options such as Choice Scarf and Sand Rush to boost its speed to levels that make it justifiable on offensive teams. Not only this, but Bolt Beak allows Dracozolt to demolish teams due to the fact that you'll be hitting anything slower than you for 140 base power. This means if your opponent isn't a ground type or some sort of electric immunity, Dracozolt will most likely at least 2-hit KO you if you run Hustle. Dracozolt still is able to take advantage of Dynamax with moves such as Max Lightning, the set terrain for its Bolt Beak, Max Airstream to boost its speed, or even Max Knuckle in case you somehow needed to hit even harder offensively. If there wasn't a whole type immunity to Bolt Beam, Dracozolt may very well be the strongest Pokemon on the list. However, due to this, we had to lower Dracozolt, and I feel it's best represented at 7th, especially with Ground being one of the most common types in competitive Pokemon. To end off the bottom half of our list, we have another electric Pokemon being Rotom. Rotom has over the generations received plenty of buffs, such as its alternative forms receiving their secondary type, or things such as Defog and Nasty Plot being added to its arsenal. Rotom, while never a truly dominant Pokemon in any metagame, always has some sort of niche for itself. While in past generations, you'd see Rotom Wash at the top of the Rotom forms list, Rotom Heat has taken a strong resurgence this generation thanks to heavy-duty boots. This item alone has skyrocketed Rotom Heat very high in the singles thanks to it being a very reliable defog and momentum option that is now no longer bothered by Stealth Rocks. Its typing as well helps significantly against common steel types such as Ferrothorn and Corviknight that run singles, or even the fact it's a fire type that doesn't mind water types due to the fact that also is an electric type. Rotom has other strong forms however, such as Wash and Mow that have their own merits. As electrics that can handle ground types, while still having strong coverage, or even Rotom Frost and Fan who have now received buffs for lower tiered metagames thanks to boots. Overall, Rotom will always be a Pokemon that's around and thriving. The sheer versatility alone will basically always allow for at least one form to be doing something, which leaves this at number 6 on our list. Starting off the top half of our list, number 5 is none other than Hawlucha. While some people may argue Hawlucha should be lower than Rotom, Hawlucha just barely wedged it out due to the fact that a high majority of Rotom's forms are worse, with the best ones, at most, being a rival for Hawlucha's viability. Due to this, I ranked Hawlucha slightly above. Hawlucha has a lot going for it still, thanks to Unburden, along with a couple key buffs since its introduction being the Terrain Seeds, and this generation having access to Brave Bird in close combat. While you typically will go for Acrobatics as the flying move of choice, having close combat is a massive buff for Hawlucha offensively, since it no longer needs to rely on hitting high jump kick to destroy teams offensively. Acrobatics still hits almost as hard as Brave Bird, and realistically, you'll always have popped your item in most situations, so it isn't as big of a deal, despite still being nice in certain matchups. Hawlucha is probably the epitome of a strong late-game cleaner thanks to the seeds introduced in Generation 7. But you still have other strong item candidates such as berries and even White Herb or Power Herb with close combat and Sky Attack respectively. Hawlucha is definitely one of the easiest Pokemon to snowball out of control, which is why it lands a strong 5th place on this list. Number 4 on our list is the Generation 1 fossil, Aerodactyl. Aerodactyl has gained one buff this generation that truly places it this high on our list, being Dual Wing Beat. While this may not seem like a huge deal, when you take into account its Mega Evolution, Aerodactyl now has a flying type option that hits at 180 base power after Stab and Tough Claws. Aerial Ace on this Pokemon was already fairly destructive, but now imagine how much stronger Dual Wing Beat ends up being while also allowing Aerodactyl away against other strong lead options. Aerodactyl in both its Mega and non-Mega forms is a fairly reliable lead option due to its speed and utility such as Taunt and Stealth Rocks, which when pairing this with Dual Wing Beat allows Aerodactyl to function as arguably one of the best anti-lead options possible, with just Taunt for other hazard leads and Dual Wing Beat for sash leads. Rock Flying offensively is a monstrous typing, since Flying is able to support Rock against Fighting and Grass types, while Rock is a fairly spammable offensive typing in general with few resistances. The only type that switches in reliably is Steels, which Arrow does have some coverage moves for, being Fire Fang and Earthquake. Aerodactyl basically is just an obnoxiously fast offensive option, and in both Mega and non-Mega forms is a Pokemon that seriously needs to be prepared for, landing it at number 4 on our list. Number 3 on our list is one of the strongest Megas in the game, being Mawile. Mawile has the absolutely broken Steel Fairy typing, with Intimidate allowing it to take hits better. When you factor this in with its Mega Evolution, Mawile can drop an opponent's physical attack to then force it out, since they'd be unable to truly break Mega Mawile now. Mega Mawile, having huge power, only helps this terrifying Pokemon break for one of the hardest hitting physical attacking Pokemon in existence, only being outclassed by Zacian Crowned. Mega Mawile also has things such as Sucker Punch to help against faster threats, or also a slow enough speed to where it can be a terrifying Trick Room wall breaker. Very few Pokemon switch against the combination of Fairy and Steel, and those that do don't appreciate options such as Fire Fang or even Focus Punch if you pair this with a substitute. Generally, Knockoff is ran as well, which limits how often Fire types at the very least will want to switch around you, since they now fear losing items such as heavy duty boots, which would cause them to take rocks while switching around you as well, which only adds to how amazing this Pokemon truly is. Mega Mawile is definitely one of the strongest Pokemon in the game, and it definitely earned its spot at number 3 on this list. Number 2 on this list goes to Vicious Rend, or as it's more commonly referred to as, Dracovish. Dracovish is basically one move when it comes down to it, and nothing more. Vicious Rend is only truly walled by Pokemon with an immunity to water, since most resistances even can be 2-hit KO'd by Banded Dracovish. It's a truly destructive move on this Pokemon. Strong Jaw boosting Dracovish's primary attack means that Pokemon such as Toxapex and Ferrothorn even fear switching around Banded sets. Not only this, but you can pair this with a Rain Setter and limit even more what can take a single hit, let alone 2 from Dracovish. There isn't really a lot to say about Dracovish since all of its viability comes from this single move. However, just because most strong water types are defensive doesn't mean this Pokemon isn't hell on earth to play against, making it our number 2 spot on today's list. For some honorable mentions on this list, be sure to head over to the Mystic Umbreon TikTok at MysticUmbreon94. Follow me on there for daily Pokemon facts, team building tips, and all other things Pokemon. Finally, we're at number 1 on this list. What can possibly pass Dracovish, you may ask? Well, the answer comes in the form of Kangaskhan. I promise, this isn't because it's a Generation 1 Pokemon. Let me explain. Kangaskhan's viability mostly comes from its Mega Evolution, allowing it access to Parental Bond. While Parental Bond has been nerfed since its introduction, this still allows Kangaskhan benefits such as getting to +2 attack after Power-Up Punch, and more importantly, hitting 2 Seismic Tosses. Imagine a Pokemon that can 2-hit KO any Pokemon guaranteed, as long as its HP stat is under base 100, including Ghost types despite being a Fighting type move. Since Seismic Toss is fixed damage, you're able to fire off 2 that guarantee hit the exact same as your level without worry of Parental Bond's nerf. This means at level 100, you can do 200 HP every single turn. Common defensive behemoths such as Ferrothorn, Toxapex, and even Slowbro wouldn't stand a chance switching in on this Pokemon. Kangaskhan also has its own recovery, unlike most Pokemon here, thanks to Wish, which basically means you can run Wish, Protect, and Seismic Toss, and pretty much muscle past a majority of Pokemon as long as it has a low HP stat. Kangaskhan offensively still has some merit thanks to the aforementioned Power-Up Punch sets. With this move, you're able to boost your attack by 2 stages, and then fire off moves such as Double Edge and Sucker Punch. You'll also have access to Fake Out, which will help for getting consistent free damage on your opponents for stab, as well as 2 hits because of this broken ability. Basically, Kangaskhan is uncompetitive unless you're playing against box arts due to their astronomically high base HP stats. But even still, it forces them to invest heavily in their HP to take on Kang. Because of this, Kangaskhan has rightfully earned its place atop this list as the best Pokemon that can't evolve. Well, that's going to do it for my top 10 Pokemon that don't evolve. What'd you guys think of my list? Let me know your guys' rankings in the comments below, as I'd love to discuss your guys' thoughts with you all. So with that said, thank you to everyone for watching the video.
Huge thanks to my phenomenal team and the amazing art done each week by Danny the Demon. I couldn't do all this without them. If you all enjoyed the video and want to see more content like this, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Be sure to leave a comment too, as it really helps us out. I also do other content on my Twitch, where I stream Genshin Impact, Mystic Zora, where I do Pokemon Let's Plays and other gaming content, and of course MysticSage, where I do all anime content. Right now, I'm focusing on Inuyasha and Yashahime, so if you're interested in that, be sure to check it out. If you'd like to support me even further than that, check out my Patreon. Whether it's a $1 tip to get early thumbnail access, or the $10 tier to get cool perler bead charms and a shoutout. There's tons of reasons to join today. These lovely people did, and I thank them all so much for their support. It really means the world to me. I think I'm gonna wrap this up though. I'm Mr. Gumbrion, and I will see you all next time with some more amazing Pokemon content.